Well, Tesco reported a 7.8% increase in full-year earnings. So-called trading profit climbed to £3.7 billion, which is slightly less than analysts surveyed by Bloomberg had estimated. Now, Philip Clark took over as CEO from Terry Leahy last month. He's facing a stagnant UK grocery market, Tesco's largest by revenue, as consumer confidence cools while competition heats up. Tesco's market share in Britain has hovered around 30% for over 5 years now. But it's a different story overseas. Growth in international markets such as South Korea is helping to offset the UK. Still, the US business continues to bleed money. The trading loss at Tesco's Fresh and Easy chain widened to £186 million as the unit bought 2 suppliers, Mark.
Caroline, let's have a quick peek at those Tesco shares. You can see them at the bottom of your screen, down by 0.5%. Investors obviously choosing to focus on the fact that trading profit did miss estimates, but net income did beat estimates. Let's get the full story on those numbers. Finance Director Laurie McIlwee is in London for us. Laurie, thanks very much for joining us today.
Good morning.
As you heard there in my introduction, it seems as if investors are focusing on the trading profit rather than the net income. Trading profit slightly missed, net income beat. Anything for shareholders to be concerned about?
Oh, not really, Matt. This is a good set of results from Tesco. Obviously, you know, we're benefiting from the diversity of the long-term strategy of moving into other economies. And as Caroline said up front, the great growth in Asia is really compensating slower growth, for instance, in the UK or the Republic of Ireland. The trading profit growth, yes, marginally off. I mean, we're talking 30 million for a business that's doing 3.7 billion. That's kind of landing on a pinhead. So we're pretty pleased with our results. There was a little bit of a movement between trading profit and property profits. We put a bit more sale and leasebacks into the market in the last financial year. And if you kind of correct for the benefit that gave us in terms of cash and therefore on interest, as your introducer said, we actually beat the consensus numbers at the underlying profit or PBT level.
You call the UK market challenging, but, you know, like for likes to January the 8th, we're only up by 0.6%. So how will you revive sales growth? I mean, Philip Clark's got a big job to do.
Well, consumer confidence in the UK is pretty much flat year on year. And of course, customers have got less money year on year with the impact of inflation, taxes, very high petrol prices. A typical family in the UK has got about £18 or less a week less to spend. That's about equivalent to a 7% increase in the basic rate of tax. So it is very tough to trade in the UK. Now, we're a big food retailer and our food business is broadly doing well. We, of course, are a big non-food retailer, which has items that you can defer, and that's the part of the business that's particularly challenged by the economic environment at the moment.
Are you going to refocus the non-food business? You know, I've been talking to analysts. They say that that's the side of the business you've really got to focus on. You know, make clothing a bit more fashionable, just one item. Are you looking to refocus that side of things?
Absolutely. I mean, we've got a good range, but we probably took the range a little bit down market in the recession. Tesco customers come from all walks of life. We've got an opportunity to really bolster out the range a little bit like we do with food, with good, better and best ranges. There is business out there. I mean, if you have an iPad to sell, we can sell as many iPads as we can actually stock, and that's a big ticket item for people to buy. So a bit more innovation, better range, better service around those ranges, and on-food business will do well in the UK.
As we said, Philip Clark took over in March from Terry Leahy. How does his leadership approach differ from his predecessor? What's he really going to bring to the table at Tesco?
Well, the great thing is there are many similarities between Terry's leadership and Phil's leadership. So we've got great continuity between the two leaders. But what Phil brings to the party is he's got fantastic international experience now. I mean, he's been running 2/3 of the group space in international, both Asia and Central Europe, for the last 7 years, and you can see from today's results that he and the teams that run those markets have done a great job for us. So, got great knowledge of the international business. He's particularly good at bringing teams together, getting them to focus on a couple of particular targets, and that's what he's doing with the UK team and the other business units around the world.
Okay. Laurie, thanks for joining us today. We'll speak to you soon. Laurie McIlwee,
Thanks,
there,
Matt.
the FD of Tesco.